themselves with the same kind of thinking that caused them. These words will change your reality because poverty can't survive in a dough chaser's mentality.
The Beat Majors.
So to all my dough chasers, it's time to get this party started now.
I like it.
With your host, Jason White.
Yo, what's up, Dough Chasers? This is Jason White, your host of Dough Chaser TV. Tonight we are talking about debt to income. We're talking about how to compute it, how to lower it. I want to share some strategies with you on how you can minimize your debt to income, because some of you want to buy your dream home, you want to buy a new car, you want to be prepared for whatever life may bring your way, and if your debt to income is exceeding 40-50%, then you have to fix that. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot harder for you to bust these moves. So I'm going to share that information with you. As you come in, let me know who you are and where you're from. We got Cliff Peters in the house, Amber Bird in the house. How y'all doing so far? As more people come in, let me know who you are, where you're from. Tonight we're talking about debt to income. I'm also, before I get into that, I want to talk to you about credit, something that I was talking to my team about, our credit champions the other day. I said, you know what, my next Dough Chaser episode, I'm bringing this up first thing. How you doing, fam? Thank you for joining me. As you come in, let me know who you are, where you're from. But tonight's episode should be very engaging. I need you to, talk with me. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about before we get into debt to income is your credit reports, okay? Credit reports are basically used to evaluate how you are at managing debt, okay? And debt basically is other people's money. You basically take out a loan, and the agreement is over a period of time you will pay us back plus interest, okay? The thing is, when you are in a situation and you were unable to pay back whatever credit you took out, and you have collections on your credit report, there's something that you can do to protect yourself, and you should implement this into your daily life. All right. So as you come in, let me know who you are, where you're from. One thing we noticed yesterday, and I always knew this, but I really never talked about it, is addresses on credit reports, the personal information. This does not impact your credit score at all, okay? The thing is, when credit bureaus are connecting information to your credit report, they use your personal information to connect that information, okay? So for example, my brother, we have similar social security numbers, two numbers off, okay? Our social security numbers are 2 numbers off, and there was a point where his debt was showing up on my credit report. I'm like, oh, hell no. What is this? So I actually had to call the credit bureau to get that fixed. It was a simple fix. They removed it right away. But because our names are similar, my name is Jason, his name is Javon, we have the same last name, and then our social security numbers are 2 numbers off. And at that time, we had an address that we both were attached to, okay? And his personal information ended up on my credit report. Now, if my information is on his credit report, I'm pretty sure he's capitalizing off of that right now, and I don't have a problem with that. By all means, piggyback if you can, especially if it's a positive account. However, in this case, no shade at my brother, but this happened a few years ago too, so he's grown tremendously. But this was a negative account, and I wasn't playing that, so I called them, got it removed. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that the personal information on your credit report, though it does not impact your credit score, it does tie in information to your credit report, okay? And one thing that furnishers, they use to their advantage is they use that personal information to stay in contact with you, okay? And debt collectors, to be specific. Tuesday, we were talking about how important it is for you not to ignore your collection letters. Well, think about this. If they give you 30 days to reply back to your collection letters and you never reply back, and then they put it on your credit report because of your ignorance. You admitted guilt. Imagine if you had 3 or 4 addresses on your credit report that you never removed, and they purposely sent the debt collection letter informing you of them basically handling the account. They purposely sent that to one of your previous addresses, okay? Are they, of course, it's janky because they're doing it on purpose, but are they breaking the law? I mean, at the end of the day, they are sending you the information. They just aren't sending it to the right address. So if they send it to your 2 previous addresses that you're no longer living to, and you have 30 days to reply back, and you never reply back, through your ignorance, you admit guilt. And they report it on your credit report. So a lot of times we have clients who say, I never received anything from this company, and this information is on my credit report. Yesterday during our meeting, I'm like, you know what? I should bring this up because the client that we're looking at, they had like 5 addresses on their credit report, and it's important that they get those removed so that they can minimize debt collectors taking advantage of all that information. Okay? Remember, they can access your credit reports and they see those addresses. And if they purposely send it to the wrong address and give you 30 days to reply and you never reply, they have a legal right to put it on your credit report. Let's minimize that from ever happening by 1, correcting the personal information that's on your credit report and removing anything that's not relevant to where you are right now in your life. There is no law that says that you need to have all that information on your credit report. The only information that you need to have is current information, okay? Your name, your address, and your name, your address, your birth date, and your social security number. That's it. Employer information, past addresses, phone numbers, none of that is required, okay? So if you are someone who is working on your credit, make sure that you remove all of those irrelevant, all of that irrelevant information so it can't be used against you, okay? And you really want to get rid of your employer information because once they find out where you work, guess what? They'll call your place of business. They'll call your boss and say, "Hey, man, let me pull a name. Cliff, man, he owes us some money. Cliff Peters, yeah, he owes us some money." And they'll keep calling, and then next thing you know, you have to tell your boss about the situation and hope that the phone calls, they stop. So remove that information, minimize that, opportunity for them to play you, and set yourself up for success, okay? Just wanted to share that before we get started. But I want to thank you all for joining me today, this beautiful Thursday over in Toledo, Ohio. The weather has been a little sucky, but we're still getting through. We're still having a good time. The energy in the office is great, so we're making it happen. I actually bought beers for everybody today, so everybody had a brew today on me. Good times. Anyway, let me know how you all are doing. Today's gonna be a very engaging day, so ask questions if you have questions. But let's talk about your debt to income, okay? Typically, from my experience dealing with banks, credit unions, typically the number that they want to see is no higher than 40%. Okay? Debt to income, no higher than 40%. If your debt to income isn't higher than 40%, they're looking to doing business. That's one criteria that you have to be approved for in order to do business. Now, some banks, some credit unions, they're getting more open on how tight your debt to income can be. But first and foremost, let's figure out how do we compute our debt to income, okay? And when you look at your credit report, you have debt obligations. You have your credit cards, you have your car notes, you have your mortgages, student loans, anything that is connected to a line of credit, and you have a monthly payment. I feel like I got something in my eye. And you have a monthly payment, but these lights, they're so bright. Time out. Can y'all imagine how goofy I was in school? It was terrible. Anyway, so you have all of these list of payments on your credit report, okay? What they do is they look at your monthly obligation, plus your rent, okay? And they basically divide that into how much income are you bringing to the household, okay? So if you are someone who is bringing home $2,000 a month, let's say that's your income, and let's say that your monthly obligation for your debts is $1,000. That gives you a 50% DTI. Okay? So if you're someone who's trying to buy a house, I know that this plays a big role in your ability to buy a home. This is something that could be a roadblock to your success. Okay? My question to you is, let me get some feedback. How many of you are working on your debt to income today? How many of you are working on lowering your debt to income? Let me get a 1 for yes, and let me get a 2 for no. 1 if you're working on your credit, your debt to income. 2 if you're not. Let me get some feedback. In the meantime, let me see. We got Big Boy 357 from Columbia, South Carolina. We got Nasty Nitty from Philadelphia. Lynn Reed, how you doing? Rolo 45 from the ATL, how you doing, bro? Let me see. Chanel Pittman, how you doing? Steven, what's up, man? How you doing? I got 2 1s right now. Latoya Smith, how you doing? Portia, how you doing? Let me see. We got the Real Bishop, Tex Deaver, 1 1. Please enlighten me. What is your debt to income ratio right now? What's your debt to income percentage right now? Are you aware of what your debt to income right now is? What is your debt to income percentage right now? Feel free to share, because we're going to be talking about ways that you can lower your debt to income. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to share, okay? But your debt to income has a lot to do with your monthly obligations and your income. So naturally, as you lower your monthly obligations, your debt to income will also lower. Or as you increase your income, your debt to income will naturally decrease as well. Okay? So either the debt is being reduced or the income is being increased. Let me see. We got Nasty Nitty said his debt to income is 44%. 44%. Thanks for sharing. Let me know your debt to income percentages. Let me get some feedback. So typically, furnishers, creditors, banks, credit unions, they want to see your debt to income no higher than 40%. Typically, there are some who are willing to get, they're willing to look at 50%. Okay, but think of it this way: the higher your debt to income, the higher of a risk it is for the bank to provide you a loan, because basically what we're doing is we're showing that they have a monthly obligation of half of their income. So if they were to provide you with a $500, $1,000, $2,000 loan, how is that going to impact your ability to pay back all your bills? Lynn says her debt to income is 42%. What's up, Jason? How you doing? Rolo 45 said his is 36%. Latoya, do you know your debt to income? Let me know. So what we want to do in this example is we want to work on lowering the debt to income percentage. And of course, naturally, the first thing that you can do is work on this number, the 1,000. Let's say that someone has student loans, a car note, and a credit card. You know, looking at this example, let's say that someone has a student loan obligation of $300. And then they have a car note of $500. And then they have 2 credit cards. Both for 50, is it 50 or 100 apiece? Yeah, both for 100 apiece. That's actually kind of big, but altogether that's $1,000. So, in this particular example, one way that we can lower our debt to income is to minimize our monthly obligations. We have student loans for $300, a car note for $500, the credit cards for $100 a piece, altogether $1,000. In your opinion, which account do you focus on first? And while you're thinking on that, let me look at the comments. We got Cliff Peters, his is at 30%, good stuff. Jason, his is at 29%, good stuff. Let me see. The Real Bishop, I use my credit card on my family member too much. My debt to income is around 60%. I'm in deep. Okay, so Mr. Bishop, are you considering your credit utilization, or are you looking at your debt to income? Debt to income is different from credit utilization. Credit utilization is derived basically on your credit cards, okay? Debt is, they're looking at credit cards, your student loans, your car note, all that, okay? So it's not just credit cards. So are you talking about your debt to income is 60%, or is your credit utilization 60%? Because I saw that you mentioned your credit cards, okay? I'm talking about debt to income. I just want you to be specific, that's all, okay? So a lot of people, they'll say, Jason, you know, I'm working on my credit. I'm trying to improve my credit score, but, you know, my debt to income is shot. What should I focus on more? And I always tell them, focus on what's more important to you, okay? If your credit score is the most important thing to you, focus on improving your credit score, okay? And then we'll get to the debt to income next. But if your debt to income is most important to you, stop focusing on improving your credit score and focus on what will lower your debt to income, okay? Because by you acting on these particular accounts could impact both. And it could impact it either positively or negatively. But everything that you do should be based on what is most important to you at that moment. All right. So if you're someone who is trying to lower their debt to income and that's your main priority right now, what is the first thing that you tackle in this particular example? Okay. And that really depends on what is the balance of that account. Okay. The student loan, if you owe $10,000 on the student loan, the car note you owe $5,000, and both of the credit cards you owe $1,000. Which one are you attacking first? Trying to get this right so Facebook can see it. Okay, that last credit card says $1K. Okay, which one are you attacking first? Are you attacking the student loan? Are you attacking the car note? Are you attacking the credit cards? Which one are you attacking first? And then I'll give you my opinion. So debt to income, Mr. Bishop, you said is about 45%. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, the question to you, Mr. Bishop, is Is your credit score the most important thing right now, or is your debt to income the most important thing right now? Okay. In this example, which of these 4 accounts are you focusing on first to improve your debt to income ratio? I'm going to share with you what I think in a few seconds. I just want to get some feedback to see where your thoughts are. Nasty Nitty said the student loan. Why is that? Why are you attacking the student loan first, Mr. Nitty? So to answer this question really depends on your time frame, okay? If you had 6 months and right now your debt to income is 50%, which would be the best opportunity for you to go after the credit cards, the car note, or the student loan? Let me get my calculator real fast because I'm about to break this down for you. Okay, Nasty Nitty said he's going after the student loan because it's the most, meaning that the balance is the higher, correct? The balance is the highest, correct? Is that the reason? Because the balance is the highest? In my opinion, if I had 6 months to lower my debt to income, which account am I attacking first? Thank you. We're attacking the biggest bill, okay? Yes, the balance is the largest for the student loan, but which one has the biggest impact on my debt to income? That car note. If you paid off that car note within 6 months or even a year, whatever the situation is, whatever your time frame is, if you paid that off, that's half of your debt. That's half of your debt obligations. If we were to get rid of this, our debt would, our monthly obligation would decrease to $500. That's 25%. That would decrease our debt to income 25%. Okay. Someone said the credit card. Okay. If we were, okay, I'm going to start over. Okay. So that we can start fresh. But overall, if I were to do this, I'm starting off at the car note. Okay. I owe $5,000. If I put all of my attention towards paying off that car note, that's going to eliminate 50% of my debt to income. Okay. My debt to income will go from 50% to 25%. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down each scenario so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, Lynn, it's definitely based on cash flow. But in this situation, we're talking about best case scenario, okay? Best case scenario. Okay, so let me give the example again. We have $1,000 of monthly obligations, $2,000 of income. That gives us a 50% debt to income. The question is, if we had $300 in student loans with a $10,000 balance, $500 in a car note with a $5,000 balance, and 2 credit cards at $100 a month a piece, both at a $1,000 balance. let's imagine that we went after the credit card. Let's imagine that we went after both credit cards, okay? Let's say that, Jason, I'm going to put all my focus on paying off those credit cards. Let's say we eliminated $200 of our monthly obligation. That will reduce our monthly obligation to $800. And I think that's what, 40%? Yeah. That'll take us to 40%. Okay? So yeah, $2,000 worth of debt that we eliminated. It took us away from $1,000 of a monthly obligation to $800 monthly obligation. However, we met our 40% debt to income. Okay? Hey, that gets you approved, right? So if it's about getting approved, if it's about getting approved as soon as possible, that is definitely the route. Okay? If it's about lowering my debt to income as much as possible, I will go with paying off the car note. Okay? It's double the effort, basically. However, this would definitely get us in the door. What's up, Spence? How you doing? And then, if we're looking at this to be strategic, by us going after the credit cards helps us two ways. Not only does that lower our credit utilization, but now we have zero balances on our credit cards because we're not closing these credit cards. We're keeping them open. So not only did our debt to income decrease to 40%, but our credit score just jumped 165 points. Because remember, credit utilization is 30% of your credit score. You got a 300 lowest credit score, 850. That's 550 points. 30% times 550. That's 165 points that we can actually influence by the credit cards. We eliminate the credit card debt. Credit score goes up 165 points. Debt to income goes down to 40%. You almost there. Now you just got to find the house. So yeah, that too in itself is a great strategy. Yes, sir, Tex. Okay, so the thing is, Jason, I'm having cash flow issues right now. What's another way for me to reduce my debt to income? Another way outside of paying down your debt aggressively is to either look into consolidation or rolling over your debt and optimizing it to a balance transfer. Okay, so let's look at a balance transfer really quick. Okay, the balance transfer will allow us to consolidate these two debts, the two credit cards, okay, and basically bring that monthly obligation to one card, and the two remaining cards still open. It's just now they go to a zero. This one's dead. All of my markers are dying. Those balances go to a zero, but they're rolled over into a new card. So you'll have 3 total cards, right? However, 2 of them, they now have a zero balance, but one has the bigger balance of 2,000. The thing about a balance transfer card is that card will have 0% for the next 18 to 24 months, okay? So imagine having a line of credit and you're not being charged interest and you're paying, a good $200 a month towards this. That'll take you only 10 months to pay off. If you were to combine this, the $200 obligation that you were already paying, and attack that interest credit card. In 10 months, you'll have that paid off, and you will eliminate $200 of your monthly obligation through a balance transfer. Okay. Typically, your credit score needs to be at least a 640 in order to get qualified for a balance transfer card. Having a relationship with the credit union is always ideal because they're more lenient towards your credit score and also the credit lines. So I'll definitely take advantage of that. Another strategy that you can do is you can look into debt consolidation. Also, you'll want to look into a credit union for this as well because their interest rates are going to be a lot more feasible for you. But they will basically consolidate the two credit cards. Possibly, you may be able to put, depending on how much of a consolidation you get, you may be able to put all of these payments, the whole $1,000 monthly obligation, you may be able to put that into one consolidated loan, which is only going to be $17,000. That is very feasible. $17,000, and then your monthly obligation will reduce from $1,000 to potentially $600 a month. Okay, that in itself will reduce your monthly obligation because instead of you having the original contract with these companies, the consolidation loan, you're able to pay off each of those loans. And instead of you paying 4 different creditors, now you're paying one, and one is charging you less interest, and it's one monthly payment. All right. And that's going to reduce your monthly obligation tremendously as well. So that's another strategy that you can implement to lower your debt to income, which will help you tremendously. Those are 2 strategies that you can use to lower your debt to income without aggressively paying down debt. Mr. Stokes asks, Jason, should I be business banking with a credit union or a bank? I would definitely look into a credit union. The thing about credit unions is depending on how big or small they are, the smaller they get, the I wouldn't say the worse the customer service is, but their online features aren't as extravagant. Okay. So as a business, there's particular services that you need. However, if you're savvy enough, I would try to get a relationship with one of the bigger credit unions. For example, Navy Federal Credit Union. They're an awesome bank. I'm actually thinking about switching all of my business banking over there. But it really depends on the features and the kind of service that you want. Okay. However, with business banking and with credit unions, you don't have to do all of your business banking with credit unions. Okay. Sometimes they just want you to have an account with them, and then they'll still be open to doing business with you. That's the difference between a credit union and a bank. A bank, they want you to invest all of your money with them, okay? And over a period of time, then they'll be open to doing business with you. But credit unions, right out the gate, you open up an account, they're making offers for you. But I will really, consider the features that you're looking for before I make a true recommendation. All right. Let me see. Lynn Reed. Oh yeah. So we talked about reducing your debt to lower your debt to income, but another strategy is to increase that cash flow. Okay. And how do you increase cash flow? In the business world, you make more sales. In the personal world, you increase your income. So if we had the same situation, however, we were able to add an additional $2,500, not 25, but an additional $500 to our income. That will give us a 40% debt to income. By increasing our income just $500. And there are many ways for you to increase your income $500, depending on how hungry you are. Increasing your income is always something that you should be looking to do. Jason, what are some ways that I can increase my income? Of course, getting a raise at work, that's the easiest one. Is that realistic though? Depends on how much value you bring to the company, okay? What's another strategy that you can do? I can pick up a side hustle, okay? The thing about getting financing for buying a home is they want to document that, okay? So when you get a side hustle, you also want to start a business, okay? And begin to document the money that you make. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to prove that you're making that kind of income if you're not able to prove it. People paying you under the table is not going to help you increase your income and when it comes to buying a home, okay? So starting a business, starting up a business bank account and using that revenue as income would definitely help you increase your income. Jason, what are some other things that I can do to increase my income? Have you ever heard of DoorDash, Uber? There's things that you can do, smaller things that add up. That we hear of people making $4 a gig, and they do 10 to 20 gigs a day. Okay, 10 gigs a day, that's $40. 20, that's $80 a day. Times that by 5, that's what, $450 in a week. Yeah, if you do it on weekends, that's $500. $500, what? A month. So, it really depends on how hungry you are, what you're willing to do to be successful. You lower your debt to income you lower your debt or you increase your income, okay? Those are just some quick ideas, nothing in depth. Let me know who we got in here. We got Harold from Tennessee. How you doing, man? Okay. All right. So basically, that was my presentation for today. Hopefully it was helpful. If you ever have any questions regarding your debt to income, credit repair in general, feel free to ask them. If we don't have time today, we'll definitely make time next Tuesday. But today I am giving something away. Yeah, let's go to the magic closet. The magic school bus. Give me one quick second. Huh? No, no. No, if you can get a poster. So we're giving away some Dough Chaser manifestos today. How about that? Thank you, sir. All right. You see these? This here is the Dough Chaser manifesto. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Hangs up in the office.
You can hang this up in your office, your bathroom, your living room. You can give this to your son, your daughter, first day of college. Give this to your boss, one of your favorite colleagues. This is something that will go a long way. This is the Dough Chaser Manifesto. And as you can see, a Dough Chaser is one who is improving their finances and gaining a financial advantage. If you are looking to do that in your life, my friend, you are a Dough Chaser. Every time I say, "What's up, Dough Chasers?" I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, okay? And this is basically the manifesto. This is how a Dough Chaser lives their life. For example, the first manifesto, I would do everything within my power to gain a financial advantage. Imagine if you said this to yourself every day. How much power will you give yourself? One of my favorites. I will treat my money as a tool and refuse to listen to those who treat their money as the goal. Your money has power, okay? But if you're living just to make the paycheck, you're not living. You're in the rat race. However, dough chasers, we're all about using our money to create a more purposeful life, to have an impact on our communities, have an impact on our family, and to transcend financially. It's not just about working for the paycheck. That's how you continue to live paycheck to paycheck, because you're working for that. What we're doing is we're living and we're working for what this money can do for us and the people we love. All right? It's about the power it brings. And if you are someone who's listening to people who's using their money as the goal instead of using it as a tool, you're playing yourself. Stop listening to those fools. Okay? Anyway, a lot of good points on this. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give away 2. All right? I will be selling more of these for a good price. I'll let you know when that happens. But today we're giving away 2. If you are someone who wants a Dough Chaser manifesto, we got to do something tricky because I know some of y'all already on the phone number. So we can't. I'm not doing the phone number today because I already know. Like Spence, I already know you got it in your speed dial. Let me see. What should I do? What should I do? Okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to ask a question. The first person to give me the right answer wins. Okay? And this question has to do with me personally. Where is my hometown? If you can get this question right, you will win a Dough Chaser manifesto. Where is my hometown? See if y'all been paying attention. I'm waiting for somebody to be like, oh, I ain't win. Where is my hometown? The first person to comment, the first 2 people to comment my hometown will win. Huh? No, that is not my hometown. Good guess, though. Sorry, Tyrone. You ain't going to get it, brother. All right. I think I'm about to come up with something easier. Text said Oklahoma. I appreciate that, man. You are one open-minded individual. Good guess. Good guess, Nasty. Good guess, Mr. Mercury. Lynn, sorry, no. All right, I'm going to make this easier. All right, I'm going to come up with another question. That's easy. All right, we're coming up with something easier. Something easier. Should I say the year I started the business? No. Okay. All right, I got one for you. Which component of your credit score impacts your credit 15%? First two people to give me the answer will win. Which component of your credit score impacts your credit by 15%? First two people to give me the right answer will win. Watch out now. Sorry, John, that's incorrect. The component of your credit score that impacts your credit by 15%. I need you to be as specific as possible. I'm going to spend a whole 60 minutes next week talking about the 5 components of a credit score. Impacts your credit by 15%. No, that ain't it. Debt to income does not impact your credit score, by the way. That's another criteria that lenders want to see in addition to your credit and your income and your employment history. The component of your credit score that impacts your credit 15%. First two people to share that with me will win. Yeah, we're spending a whole 60 minutes next Tuesday on the 5 components of a credit score. All right. Latanya Smith on Facebook. You are the first person to get it right. Latanya, send me a message. Send our page a message with your address. Congratulations. Yeah, we need some Jeopardy music. Hey Siri. Hey, is it just me or Siri never works? She never works. The component of your credit score that impacts your credit 15%. There we go. Nasty Nitty, my man. My man. Woo! Congratulations. My man. Woo! It changed up, didn't it? All right, Nasty Nitty. Do me a favor. Email me at Jason@WitnessRiches. Everybody want to comment. Let the credit. Yeah, buddy. Matter of fact, yeah, email me. Email me at jason@witnessriches.com, nasty nitty. Email me your address, and we'll get that to you out in the morning, okay? You too, Latanya. I appreciate everyone who has participated this evening. Tonight was fun, okay? But Tuesday, I'm spending 60 minutes on breaking down the 5 components of a credit score, okay? I will do this until I get blue in the face because you need to know this, all right? So, for the first 30 days of our credit repair service, we're giving people the opportunity to start for just $19.99. If you are someone who is looking for credit repair help and you don't mind getting help from people like myself and my team members, we would love to serve you. Feel free to learn more about our program at the 700clubcreditrepair.com. I'll put that link in the comment area, okay? Feel free to learn more about our program. And if it sounds like something that you may be interested in, we would love to have the opportunity to get you started for just $19.99 and to have the opportunity to help you get results, okay? So if you're interested, check out our website, the 700clubcreditrepair.com. We'll put that information in the comment area. Nasty Nitty, please email me your address. Latanya, please message the page, your address, and we will get that information out to you tomorrow. And I want to see pictures. So many people owe me pictures. I'm putting that link in the comment area now. I'm doing YouTube right now. Okay, that's there. Yep. And I want to thank you all for joining me again. It's been a wonderful evening. We're going to see you Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. And I'm breaking down the 5 components of a credit score and how you can influence those 5 components to boost your credit score up to 200 points. How about that? I may have to do that every Tuesday until y'all get it. Okay? But thank you for joining me this evening. Feel free, you know what? Do me a favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow the page, and please share this video so people you know, like, and love can also get informed. Thank you for joining me this evening. Did you post it yet? Okay. The link to start the first 30 days of our credit repair service is in the comment area. We look forward to serving you all. I'm out. Peace.